say be hwesa battle
se Kopama we no Mendes could be
or Kopama ne Malo Gusto ne kabo mu ho no
and there
head you could be nti ene de yeta kudu sechi
mo
but Ken, to be honest with you obi bi o follow football bia no ehun hia se mekasa bebre the current PSG team and the current Spurs team no say analyze between these two clubs no unless say on person be kan okra PSG for no was saying Spurs
but Spurs enya better pre-season champion PSG
agreed by say get fair between Spurs and PSG boboku no there was through say a PSG team no let's not forget
Thomas Frank afre Enzo Maresca na onina kasa
I mean
because some in our landing ho and just of friends Enzo Maresca na oje tactics kakra
but one thing is say ubetima friend by personals na Enzo Maresca use we be na was Spurs na ubetima free coach no say Enzo Maresca no say PSG no Name Chelsea players no they say PSG no enu bi na Spurs ekura
say Richarlison be ye Pedro ayi João Pedro na kuruso aye ye fa ne say Kopama na hwan bim
I don't know say a different profiles
okay
so obetima je plan no by oma obetima use so execute no omo to say Chelsea for na and the reason why I can make us a PSG for no show near say PSG team under Luis Enrique akrekro hwe football kwenim how mo fa so see o makan the core of the team eda so ho majority of the players na da so ho enti omo style ni omo bibia no eda so ho a ye mo nkose sane oma bebre ba wo check space boboko na last season na Postecoglou na e wo ho obefa boboko no ode omo ebo attacking football possession football omo biem omo wo sha omo mpokra na omo defend. By this time around, Thomas Frank ebefa Spurs boboko no. Obi bi a wa check Thomas Frank ne former club and obefa Spurs omu pre-season ni nyina no. Time bia no omo ye reserved. Omo etimi protect omo box e wo the final third. Omo defend ya. So under Thomas Frank, ya show omo pre-season omo ne Bayern, omo ne Arsenal. But it seems say omo ye more of a defensive side kakra. Enti so be kai omo game against Bayern boboko na papa ne be ball kudu sabaso because or see kudu say timi eba na chibe defend because time your person who protected the box and without James Maddison on says Spurs boboko no mo say the near classic number 10 from the central midfield area betima create dia momo so majority of them attacking channels no omo the far wings so no de akwa ko hwe kudu sumo and infinfi on impokra no and nam say omo ni a classic number 10 and say obi a oya attacking midfielder no eye papisa eye palinya ana Bentancur. These are midfielders akin omo be destroy omo be win balls na omo distribute na omo carry balls no enti ade a ye expect Spurs for na so be na say omo be try so omo protect omo box then omo ye quick in terms of omo attacking move no na kudus mu individually omo timi ameki enya omo dey in fin ho there is no way say Spurs for ni betimi a control game ni better than team and friend say a PSG midfielder because Spurs any sa technical and skillful midfielders na on bit my side and the only thing on bit my near say on be the Chelsea way ejuma na Caicedo ye ejuma na Enzo Fernandez mo ye because Palinya with that ability wo ho Papisa with that ability wo ho then again Bentancur so that ability wo ho or also making sure say infinity ho no on the kind of that physique combativeness no any sa aggression be infinity but you know can no be can football there. It's all of a movements kakra most especially a cup game no by say kind of cry unless say obeka say who deny the fact PSG for na a favorite so be winning. Mami move on to air transfers no. Said your kind no Tuesday no meeting na call so Manchester no. Emwa ye de ama Ruben Amorim. Say Ruben Amorim de. Wa convince Manchester United mpanyimfo ne say Carlos Baleba ne de on na ya aginkwa. Ni team na oba be hye no. So no Ruben Amorim ni nya Carlos Baleba no wonfinfin ho na obosa two deep central midfielders obo Bruno no abo Carlos Baleba na Kunyamo ene Mbuemo mu na Benjamin Sesko ma Manchester United team no be compete or the data of Carlos Baleba ema Manchester for no the reason why obe fete ono Amorim system ama Manchester mpanyim for na ye convince so Tuesday meeting na course no onim de ekosi ye de ekosi ni ye say Manchester United mpanyim for no I promise Ruben Amorim say ekwan bia so say wo so munya Carlos Baleba ba Manchester no mbenya so Tuesday meeting na course no omo kohye mu kena edema Ruben Amorim say ekwan bia so omo Manchester United mpanyifo ebe make sure say na kra na wo se onya na Manchester team no ebe yeye no on be fa so enia edina ba enti ọma promise Ruben Amorim ọmụ wie ya na report ne kyerɛ sɛ ọmụ frɛ Carlos Baleba agency no ana ọma afrɛ ọmụ frɛ ọmụ na ọmụ ka kyerɛ ọmụ sɛ ɛma boy ne nsesa na adwen na ọmụ Manchester United fo yɛ ready so ọmụ convince Brighton fo no enti Manchester United fo ni mpanyinfo after so ọmụ promise Ruben Amorim Carlos Baleba no ọmụ saa frɛ Carlos Baleba ni agency no na ọmụ aka kyerɛ ọmụ sɛ ọmụ nya abotrɛ mfa ma ọmụ Manchester United fo no ọmụ nim di ọmụ yɛ enti ɛma boy ne nsesa na adwen so Tuesday meeting ɛkɔ so ɛwɔ Manchester United nakin ɛyɛ promises galore ana na ɛkɔ so akyɛ sɛ ɔmo promise Manchester United coach Ruben Amorim ana ɛyɛ Carlos Baleba agency ne sɛ ɛkwan bia so Manchester ebenya deal no that's the reason why your story no say ɔma sanction saa deal no for ɛyɛ Ruben Amorim nti ɛbɛhwɛ deɛ wakɔsie na papa yɛ friend sɛ Deco Ken na kwantuo no otu kɔ Brazil no wankɔyɛ adwuma ama Barcelona fo na ɛyɛ ne personal staff na owo akwantuo ni ma no ana onya akɔ based on story na free Spain ni ba no ana omo friend say onya quick na ne personal holidays na okɔ wɔ Brazil no ontwa so non returning number Barcelona no mbe share Hansi Flick because nhwehwɛmu na ba me to dwa second yɛse Inigo Martinez kɔ ye no deep down Hansi Flick enye too happy with ne center backs na aka no on say so far aka Pau Kubasi Ronald Araujo Christensen Eric Garcia Kunde di ose so your right back 84 center backs na aka no yesi deep down after say Hansi Flick elusu Inigo Martinez no na waye ne plans ni nyina for this season around Inigo Martinez and Pau Kubasi as the first choice center back pair enti abrante ne coin na hiti coach no eka ho na maba sampanyifo aka che Deco se ontwa ne holidays no so ntem e Brazil no mepiem wo e Spain no ne Hansi Flick mbehia se possibly Barca betimenya center back bi di aba o kai se no ambeka cho se Musa Sissoko a ofa Upamecano e di ama Barcelona bobuku no enti yesi problem na aba ni nyina nka Barcelona fo decide say omo nsan center back ba yesi Hansi Flick hu ni say ne center backs aka no Ronald Araujo Eric Garcia eye Christensen ne Pau Kubasi no e wo so onya ba ko bi beka ho enti ye hwede ba ko sie e wo sa meeting no Arsenal for aka che AC Milan for say Kiwior na omo pɛ no omo de omo ye ready to sell Arsenal for no so omo ye ready to sell na AC Milan for pa e 25 to 30 million euros the last time e be catch us say Andre Beta a ono no sporting director Edema Arsenal bobuku no ekosia Rafael Leao ana ne boy ne kokasai Emma Arsenal decide say ankomu diska ana Kiwior e ka ho akwaje Rafael Leao ana AC Milan for reject sa deal no AC Milan for ni pe Kiwior Arsenal for catch them say 25 to 30 million euros so mbetimenya Ken afere confirmation ni enya ba se kwaku adel say Manchester City Pep Guardiola finalize say as it stands now no specialist our right back enti or the players me say din na to just from the bubble right back this season Jody kan Matheus Nunes John Stones ana Manuel Kanji enti 3 players we Pep Guardiola say ho omo ne bebo right back ono onko fa specialist bia emba on say na omo ko Livramento ana Newcastle for bo mu 80 million pounds and they said there is no right back obeba Manchester City Manchester United ne Chelsea for and a crunch meeting bekoso meeting e bekoso ni nyina no e between Chelsea ana team e friend say Manchester United e Garnacho ho nkomo ana omo kwotwetwe ene Chelsea ene Garnacho ewie personal terms akase Manchester ni Chelsea ebewie baby a Manchester United for ni gina ne ho ana mu gina 50 million pounds for Garnacho team a your friend say Chelsea say omuntua more than 40 million pounds enti na meeting e bekoso no e between Chelsea and Manchester United for Garnacho Manchester gina 50 Chelsea say omunko about 40 million pounds ye ba akotwan enwumre de be free meeting ase bebe bia no ye de beba Galatasaray for so aka kire Arsenal for say omun expected bid before say week ni be kwa awieye for Abrante friend say eye Trossard Galatasaray for communicate akire Arsenal for before say week ni be kwa awieye no omu Galatasaray for the omu official bid e de beba team friend say Arsenal for Abrante eye friend say eye Trossard na ken metesa na wo ye Giovanni Leoni hu adwuma akra na je se wa ho Italian Serie A ya ka so bi ye modern center back o ka hu bi osa o 18 years the next 24 hours ai da ye nim no Liverpool ne Parma ebewie for Giovanni Leoni oya akra keto a wesi so ewo Italy a chese center back row no all body ni din na Juve epe na Inter epe na Napoli epe teams akesi ni nya na ewo Italy no the next 24 hours Liverpool ne Parma reports na free Italy any Liverpool aso ye ba ni nyina chese omo bewie yesi fee ne ya around almost 30 million pounds. Parma be say nya 10% sale on clause. So in case say Liverpool say ton akra na Parma be say nya 10% ewum. Oba be sign contract to 2031. E dey ma Liverpool boboku no. Into the next 24 hours no. On betime wie bibia say dey ekwa anim pa no. E ya ba 90% done. Giovanni Leoni be sign e dey ma Liverpool team no. Liverpool for say omo pay 2 center backs and sign a transfer na be wie. Omenwie Giovanni Leoni no aka Guehi die no na Guehi die no 35 million pounds na Liverpool for the coin no Crystal Palace for say omonje say Liverpool cry the 45 background na omo enje say iska no enti Liverpool say before say transfer no be kwa wie no aka 3 players a was omo ba Giovanni Leoni Guehi ana Isaac we 3 players a Liverpool for expect to say ombe wie before say transfer no be ba ewie Galatasaray the omo second bid Man City for mu goalkeeper Ederson. Omo first bid na 3 million. And Man City say bi o medidi o matem. Say no Galatasaray for say omo prepare omo second bid. Manchester City ese on beji around 20 million euros. Inti ye ready esa bid.
Ederson say 3 years enya ibia.
Oh there be set 3 years say bi Man City ya adwen.
Ese o matwene mu nso nyina wi.
Oh there be na say bia na. Oh na say o compare 3 million there be. Na Luni nkra beto ne say. Inti we dey enye Man City for ne ya adwen. 3 million there be.
Isa.
Now, o striker Mateta, Newcastle for the near so. On say akwa ye Nicholas Jackson. Newcastle for nso se hu ne se time na ben. Enti wo so munya striker wabo Premier League na oba adaptation ye problem. Enti Mateta de no en commercial ase ene. Omo se na wotwe omo the official bid ebeko. Na wo ka Vinicius Junior de no. Sankamenya sa video na. Ni agent na omo yi ni free Rock Nation no Tata Suarez. Papa na wotwem ne ye friend Tata Suarez.
Okay.
On Madrid for week we no meshia 2 times. Enti ne meeting no okoshia Jose Angel Sanchez. A ye CEO Edema Real Madrid bobuku no. Madrid for na catch Vinicius ne Tata Suarez say simple. Se wanti ase no en renew a obebo season we awie owie o meton no. E so simple.
Madrid for decision
no.
On beton.
Se when renew na ye bo season ni wie na still say Vinicius on renew a. Omo man
sika no mo fa bi nka ho.
There be omo de bebi omo gina no omo gina. Enti na Ken me no wie no ma me nko wie wo Barcelona.
But you na first mame.
Lewandowski adwen ya asesa Saudi deal no. Story as see me say kan no. Ye say enu anwumre oni Piniza have di nkomo. Onso ma communicate ya Lewandowski say on be manage ne time no because of ni age no. Lewandowski nso so penisa. Enti ye say na adwen ya asesa onya yo beje Saudi deal na tum.
So ko Saudi.
By Barcelona for nso won say time no so replacement be ye issue.
O man e pam no. Barcelona who years catch Barcelona. Barca years carry ya o obekwa wonko na omokran je omusika kaka.
Dey say okwa wan eba. Before no some person ba na Manchester akọ.
That be say Ferran Torres or na Marcus Rashford.
To say season we. Obvious see each minutes in mo Lewandowski obebo bet 30% of the games. Obebo crucial games. It is quite obvious.
Games akese no mo de bebo.
Exactly. Proper goal scorers are obie no to Lewandowski. But one Hesika Oji. Si so you Frankie de Jong there no crana si back to normal. No the highest paid player.
They say.
Oh, say they over 20. And would you want to pay player or your highest paid player? Now what just 30% of your games are now. And yes, on Koje story the baby a free banner. And I'm who say omo lie. Omo pattern. And it makes a lot of sense. Maybe a buy. Na eko na asanswaba Ken and na me catch will say issues wo Barcelona na manfo adwen wo ball no so and na manga and na mon koye meeting say board of directors nanka say na ekoyi ombotom sika e dey register play and na me ni we ni san komo no okay somewhere adwen you Inigo Martinez abro moton na aseme no mbeka che wiase nyina ana so mo ma na akọ na aseme no mbeka say you create space for them to register players. And yes, sir, if the Inigo Martinez leaving no will create space for Barcelona to register players. Why is it that meet na koso ama penyifo na ekose as guarantors? Challenge issues day. Now sometimes it's difficult and I say what can the finances are so much now say people are so much into football no who chemo on so bedrin say ebia what time the club no anabi but clearly the past 3 years it has not been easy. But Laporta no on him grounds it looks like everything is right. Yeah, best start window na me catch us send your name and CK Kakono. Laporta the Nsabeka senior players nibi as supporters na happy. Bako any Inigo Martinez. And I no want Lewandowski the so. So say the Etienne say Barcelona needs to clear the wages. Wages no son. That's the harshest reality.
Don't sacrifice Lewandowski.
50-50, but clearly still na sacrifices na nso ye liver ye ni go free was still ye go so aye per sacrifices. Na me the bigger problem is say in the nearest future, see me, in the nearest future, whoever becomes the president of Barcelona will suffer because still Barcelona dachi and the dear livers no Barcelona TV rights are betting a dachi no. Ya ton mo be 20% e de ma company Jessica. Inti ya ton that Jessica Barcelona be ya ton o. Barcelona Studios ya ton 25% initially. On sa be ton 21.5. Into and so ma ton that Jessica no mo je ne ye can livers na. That Jessica no ma je ne including me no ka say stadium aye ba be see VIP seater. O metimi ya ton afibia be nye sika no. Ya ton that de ne e Jessica ne enne. What I say, just to make sure, say everything will back to normal. Me say,
I don't know Laporta and Cano Crench supporters, no Cano Crench player. Are you team no?
Ken Laporta
because
no.
Our 1:1. And say 4 years in you.
Ken me Laporta no. Dientia e hono menene ya adwen kakra ne say ti o. Ebetimi aba se nko ba ye no an ko the 2 years beto wo say Barcelona supporters me sremo. Baby a club na edru no. Me compete 2 years. After 2 years, me get Barcelona back to normal. But no question pa woman say supporters ntia da. Me what? Imagine say if Laporta had taken over no say 2 years here, no competition. Ti won say Champions League who Barcelona won leg na bia no make di bear 4th na 5th. Still supporters won't be happy. Into the oil and say all compete while still finding solutions to the finances. So far, I say it has been good. What I say? And 100%, but maybe over fire, any baby or the club nedruno, he's doing well. He has done well. And I think say projections ain't bad. But the reality is say wikimu, Niemani bebre why was semping for the TSC de mom. And nunti and Spotify company board of directors ni be say yen train next year. Laporta said Dabi, as I see yen because ye yeska. Until now they are looking at Spotify company say and when we am paying for the begia to mama yabo 1 2 and they say na was a place no titru stesta no La Liga for the pass the momo miensa VIP seat no maton La Liga for ntiase no and also so ye miensa into omo miensa ni nyina to ma he is good to go but omunya engine to mu ya ba be start league into was so heading and ye ya yemfa isika nkosi awawa and into church mu ni nyina ani yanto aswe
so my yibima
oh enye yibima we dey enye yibima
am say we yibima na
we dey say enye yibima
enye yibima board of directors ko jiji skade ko ya enye yibima
say board of club ni sika na
okay
enye yibima we dey enye yibima to so we sipen na say papa your ni sika oni Rafa used the emre be om sika your registration tell normal
no mo je omade
na ken on vanche ken me da say na yen twas we na ye bonkom he I think say there's a disturbing trend bia as I say PSG for no stopping as soon as possible. Neymar a kwan of fast free PSG na enya kono. A kwan Messi e fast free PSG nei Messi on person beti PSG credit enya kono. A kwan Mbappe e fast free PSG enya kono to the extent say court krom da so sisi am no ka say. it looks like trend be ya da ho say star players need free PSG a they bia issues wo. Donarumma issues, you know. It has not been explained well. PSG should be very careful about their image. Tio, Donarumma the agent na eyemi no real anyame fa ne kransie ye. Very strong agent. Oko negotiate here. Now Donarumma was one of the highest paid players. Goalkeeper 12 million those time. What I said, because that time na kura ne ba no, o say na clubs and kese pe no na koma PSG for. Ena Donarumma ye na dwuma. Say clearly na last year na mo person mo pam no because ball na uja for da na enye. And on started to picking from no more contract negotiation. Listen to this very well. And the PSG forces say your financial fair play issues. Say no crazy and no cromwasam. Inti boy didn't say that kid to 12 million. No man bear 9. Initially, boy is on tiase. Season ni kwa nim na PSG for FG woman ni kra. And nature boy ni kwa catch around through the agency say Enzo. Kwa catch around say okay, you better tiase, you better. You better Jessica no. You better see a kid to your son yabo. Okay, no problem. Ken, say boy not tiase say or better na kid to your son. So automatically you just sign him. PSG for name fee and I'm so okay train. Ya agreed ya umbeti yenka. Club World Cup here, and yes, Enzo sounds so call reminder almost say, what's up? Boy, no contract, I can 1 year, Monfa, hey, my, Yatia, Monfa, Canambra, almost when you would say, you Club World Cup now. Sana, coach, you know, any penny for now, catch him, no. A some call for goalkeeper for Fobra. Lucas Cavalier. Now, this is the reason. You see, Ken, coach, you know, and the decision is solely on the coach. And tactical reasons. Throughout the season, also I catch the boy and say, the ball distribution on him boy possible. Just say, what the ball the man one simple pass. No, the ball on you be a passable from the back. It's normally he goes long.
Jena a question if you go post to him.
A one in it you say no, a one I am
because we tornate money in every go.
Coach in a say saving is important to him. But he needs a goalkeeper that can save and can also pass the ball from the back. So, come on and say, Luis Enrique, no, where they say Champions League now, Wajediama PSG, no, or authority or Kasan Kupenifoni. Into a so open the goalkeeper, said Donarumma, watch your baller, and more bony sim bebre. Any time will be an obebo bony sim. Time will go away or say a pass the ball from the back. Into bony improve one or improve ye. Two, they say, I said Donarumma wapa. I said Donarumma, I think as you 6'5". Now watch this. Say corners eba. I said Donarumma and 10 PP. Can will be also one day. Born by a no akoso, but born about Ojina ho. Inti wa complaining several times and a boy him fan or sakwa mefa wadwin. Inti according to the coach, he says that he finds that attribute in Lucas Cavalier into Opeda boy instead of Donarumma. So what's a boy? Quincy, I strictly Luis Enrique decision. Strictly. That's the reason the boy is leaving. Anything I don't say. Nimpa Baku for being also on penal. Coach in the or style on the I want a goalkeeper that will pass the ball from the back. And now PSG for your training. No coach, na goalkeeper. Nechi. Now an interview I say this year we are going to change a little bit about how we play. Now Mr. Kaish. Soon. Until Donna would have to leave. Now my problem is that he's coming to Manchester City. City is also Pepe. I don't know why Pepe are too bent on getting him. If maybe Pep wants him to at least maybe I'll bet you 1 or 2 things. Maybe now Pep here. Mitsie Rashford come on kakra. Na Bakubi Okafa Manchester United. Hono interesting me ye passe Manchester United over the years. Team no obia cancer Manchester United in transition, but the question pie woman say also transition Manchester United in start here. Yes, ni na you can't say United transition in why ye gukwa. Also so be transition you need a plan, then you stick with your coach. Inti sad in Manchester United here. Na you saw example be say Jurgen Klopp no oba Liverpool sticked with him. And oye juma na man for Jurgen Klopp abra no on Manchester City for April League forgetting say he also started not doing well. Okay, this is my opinion. First of all, Jurgen Klopp example no coach bia per time I know I refer to Jurgen Klopp no. I think people are not interpreting it right. A easy example uncle for tie it burst my mind. Say Jurgen Klopp buy you know or sansa until doing well. It is a lie. Jurgen be taking off from Brendan Rodgers last season. They say we all know what happened. And I am go no D8. And no pono obo Europa Cup final. Sevilla and Sheno. Till the following season, Liverpool and what Champions League. The next season of what Champions League or call final. Till into Jurgen Klopp was not doing well in the league, but in Europe he played in the Europa Cup. Sir, 2 seasons after, about Champions League finals. But people don't talk about it. It's an easy way out. Jurgen Klopp, now Liverpool league. No, they're forgetting that Jurgen was doing well. Okay. Say the conversation about Manchester United and a coach I am sticking with him. No, Ken. Say you can say Simbi a transition sir. Now or appoint a coach for transition sir. Now, if you appoint an established coach, you can give him time. And then so for Pep Guardiola, or for Carlo Ancelotti, or for coaches, nipa do na nim so mo proven coaches or kasa man time you know say all them running the manual. Why you be that or you proven obetimi. Now, that is not where Manchester United falls to say because he decided to go for an inexperienced coach, Ruben Amorim. Okay. So what for inexperienced coach Ruben Amorim to say Amorim nkomo ya yedia. Okay. Time no I was so merited. Onyendru Pep Guardiola mo dia you can afford to say Pep Guardiola last season about 15 games 12 games we know we winning one because you know or you're proving coach way Onyendru ho into so on one can some meriting a time no by doing what by starting and winning games by starting and making us see the progress because they be American say o say yema omra na start say first 10 games now we lose you cannot merit that time. Yes, we understand Manchester United want to start transition with Ruben Amorim. Already, you didn't kind actually time be that anchor 15th position in the league. To stick with him, he needs to do well, start well. Let us see some maybe process now. Let us see some progress in the process so that we know okay, you are doing well. Then we can say Manchester United are doing a proper transition into which we stick with the coach. Like example, Chelsea, Mariska, Mariska, the oye, and the oye. You can say, okay, Papa, baby. Why? Because he's doing something. You are seeing it. Clear, you see the process. And I say, I don't know, there's a progress in it. Let us see some Ruben Amorim. Then we can stick with him. And not just by saying it's a coach behind him. It is a lie.
Okay, Adelson on Amorim and Marcus Ralph for the interview, no, and we're doing come on. But Biggie, Brian, I Jim Komokakra, Enche, me pato draw no eba, a japo draw no eba. Friday, Omuja Potonidi, Sikari Bibre, 1 letter craba and say a time 3, it be a times 8, it be a times 10, into Yan Twaso.
I can UEFA Super Cup, Basel. Sir, what is a UEFA Super Cup? Barcelona teams me no mo ba be share na Paris Saint-Germain and Tottenham definitely. E dia be ba o tiri mi so obetimi a woni no afa sa trophy no Paris Saint-Germain bo boko no. But Tottenham on the other hand, the coach Thomas Frank were a very difficult task and a point to prove. A very difficult task because again, so here Ejuma na Ange Postecoglou me jitum say he wasn't one of the best managers last season. But in the first season, we make sure say obey improve the Tottenham team. Will league log and so any pair points and or qualify for the top 6 last 2 seasons. Last season in Neman Konkai, I'm farmer papa no. Now you mudu do on a few and come say out on the Europa Cup final. And after went to me and J Trophy no. Nanka Tottenham be jana kwa manako. But after so Baba J Trophy no. E wom so di 15th e wo league log na so but otibi baba J trophy no or 16th rather otibi ba J trophy no man nipa bi gidie e ma na ebinu adwen ye omo se anko mbeja no hono mama natena na wa ye adwuma ma Tottenham but still impenifoni decided so omo be manako ti so ye Thomas Frank Now be fair Juma. The previous coach I Jan man call you know, a G Europa Cup, and so ye pamo no. As I said, catch say Juma now about Befanaken, a Juma din per year. And you know, Eda Thomas Frank team. Thomas Frank in the Premier League born home or day. Brentford. But when you switch carpet, every Brentford will do Tottenham. Everything you've done Brentford, no stays at Brentford. You are now coming to build a new legacy for yourself. Tottenham Bobo Konemu. Oba Beshia Luis Enrique, on also Gusu or Chelsea records. Or Chelsea records because Paris Saint-Germain Bobo Kono, they haven't gotten to this stage before. And this Wababa be drew her. Or Bepaso or Beje, Super Cup, Nediama PSG, or Jedi Mo Marken, and found one performance will be full for the Baba Bedinedy. History, any BBR, I remember those who did it first. Into on that note, a very difficult game at the Tottenham Bobo Kono. But I am not first official games to be games for newcomers. Into players, Nibi Wohono more, Nipe Baba Beshaw, Monea, Remodemo, or Mobedinedy. Obi to say Lucas Cavalier. Last season, per save rate, our French League animal as a goalkeeper, he was the best. It is a yes, Donarumma unko. Now, Obra better goal post in mu, Efama Paris Saint-Germain Bobo Kono. Obi a Baba Behese. Goalkeeper now, ye Donarumma, if you are more on Baba Bedemno. What is he bringing on board? Because Donarumma performance, say last 2 seasons, I won't mean in one dance here. Last 3, I won't mean in one dance here. But last season, he was one of the reasons in the PSG, AJ Champions League, you know. That's why just such a goalkeeper coin near Befawo Cavalier. You have to perform well to send signals to the outside world and the supporters of PSG. Say you are in to stay now, Baba Bebon Humoding. In 50 for Paris Saint-Germain, they are missing out on João Neves. João Neves, I mean, Macheno, our Paris Saint-Germain team in Finfin. I one player. I feel he's the best tackler for Paris Saint-Germain in their midfield. Say a dirty job. Our team in Finfin on him. Tackles in your own generation. Our Finfin. And no more may say out on him. Wine Emery's aye beba babishim. But Palini and so Baba be Jerem as a defensive midfielder they are Tottenham.
And so what do we about to just ZAJ and there 3 letters no yes ZA XAJ XAJ okay XAJ XAJ and a bond almost a Friday draw no the bebo bakuba time 3 it be a times 8 it be a times 10 and Kennedy Modupa
number Friday
X AJ and then draw for ABC games, you know, and abono. She said Ucha Esa Wodi Ucha Ea Wafeska Ucha Jea Wafeska Imum you know boy Usika ya bro me and Saboy Diana just end there. Yen trust.
Master King. As I was saying, Pauline Ebabe Jenem Fifi on the Tottenham. He's also a new player of Tottenham Bobo Konuma, the first official game. And to also be person will be prove a point. But the question is that Bisu man you on you okay with the midfield on your maba. But coach and say Akwadane tie late into a free squad. There's a new player in. But you compare him to the midfielders of Paris Saint-Germain. It's on the first official game they also prove your point, you know. Or she are one of the most difficult midfielders in the world. And it makes it difficult for Paulinia. But as I say, we be Maria. Then our own Mohamed Kudus. The first official game.
And the man of the match.
Can Empire Union I bono.
There be football here in Canada. Pipe you obey you know how come on. And I know.
Always.
Pipe body are never say you'll be impre.
And only
born body. And there's a won't me.
Oh, no, I thought that's what me a good day luck in the bar. It's so out to me board a good game. It's me bomb by
me when it's obey you wage.
No Mendes.
Obey you wage my papa.
I was so yeah. Because if you are Tottenham supporters and they count on him. Human song ni hodom. Oko. Richarlison is injury prone. Brent Johnson is a good player last season or try. But consistency sake, Brent Johnson didn't do on him. To show you Mohamed Kudus. Near the more than 50 million pounds before say be Tottenham team anymore. Supporters in a show. Say omo captain any human song ekono. Omo baba be new star boy we any mu na.
Brennan Johnson a share winning goal against Manchester.
Europa Cup finals
a big boy.
And I make say for consistency sake when you do honum. On your good season last season. Last season he was Tottenham's top scorer. Into the performance they are bad. But so consistently ube to me ayeno. Ube do through one problem. But how to maintain the status when you get to the top? That is where the problem is. It is for consistency sake. Mohamed Kudus as an experienced player compared to other players that were anymore. No, Richarlison you good, but on no injuries crumple man quine. It is a human song ni honoma. Na Mohamed Kudus Aba, and especially looking at performance at what Dynasty anytime he played in the preseason. Ana enye that bad no. Omani beba so no many baba be done so beti me bibia momo. It is a difficult task. There was a Thomas Franke and say kwa chair do beti media Tottenham into the new season. But me placing me better. I am going to go for Paris Saint-Germain Bobokono. Possibly a 3-1 win.
And then you know Tottenham.
Okay.
You see in our space.
Okay. Me the best support Kudus name me feel say PSG be winning.
And space be.
Okay, yeah.
Especially PSG dia. As a Kudus here heavy.
Say Chelsea aye bi nti no. Paris Saint-Germain invincible. Until almost wait to me aye. The hand to me omo niam ye. Kenam Liverpool. One team we talk about the kind of spending so my. But Liverpool has also done one good business. Like some good businesses transfer window we mo. Aton certain players are omugusumpo epeso omoton bi. Eba ne ton no team back where enim so ya de pa Chelsea. Me bought Chelsea abaso on that score. But Liverpool looking at the money they have spent. I spent around 396 million euros. And Sika Omato and so around right now around 196 million euros. Into the clearly almost certain good businesses. Now one player in the Diababa Betoja say Liverpool petrol ton on so. Costas Chimakas, the left back. Previous seasons for Liverpool and debutized Arnold. Even last season. And one of the worst seasons for Arnold, they will Liverpool on the debutized. And Arnold having a bad season. Now you're the deputy. Now one team put up performance. A bit to me about 2 Arnold. Not still throughout the season. On the bomber Liverpool Bobo now. Then clearly they catch a minister or more money from.
Chimikas what on have a ton of base.
Can Liverpool looking at the market.
Chimikas they say 12 and 15.
Oh, from Dodo.
Oh, sir. Chimikas they say 12 and 15.
It's 20 normal.
20 they do so.
Can I do so? Market way.
Chimikas they on your heavy, sir.
Oh, on your heavy.
Okay.
On your heavy. Anything that make us say, player a friend say Robertson, a performance last season. That's a stone how poor he was. One to me and mammy to know. Clearly, when you are rivals scammer, next I won't necessarily Malcolm because Milos Kessa is about possibly on the best starting. I am a Liverpool Bobo. Now, Robertson now went to me and to know. Ababa the deputy. Until I also make you wait for other players.
No, maybe sir Edison sir. For Lanveti by Ubi and Kanawasem. Aquanisika so mo de kofan in skaketwa. As a when you freedom pa when you free.
Freedom.
There been central for Bian Canasem. Liverpool match be obi.
Yeah, time the proper season has started.
Sir.
Of course.
Now one kai your friend saying
Haaland na.
Nunez in Hollandia no. Preseason na e hwe obi a say masa we untimi mo we beti.
Haaland got the community shield in the chassis pa.
Papa.
Yes.
Okay.
But can at least I think say for a year on only the end there. You train my proper season na chassis. Na kakebi on Manchester United. A woman say Manchester United here defensive midfielder. But per reports are Eban Ken. Decision be taken in the be a channel be to your hoka. The fact that United needs a defensive midfielder. And she say United them find the Sikanyina and Konkoto defensive midfielder now okay. Because decisions you want to take financially under Ten Hag and no they affect Manchester United transfer window way. United in penny for say so mo beto Baleba mpo na future consequences be financially they don't care. And I feel it is going to be a very bad decision. So we decided to move yes na mistake no mo ya under Ten Hag no. Eni so mo BCBM.
Me does say Biggie but Messi Abasisi Messi can get